Hi Akshaj, welcome to ABP Live. Could you please walk us through your journey of how the whole journey began? Like, I'm assuming you would have started like playing games for fun on your phones or
Yeah.
computers. So, walk us through the journey from that phone to now being a professional gamer and representing 1.3 billion people.
So, like, when I first started playing games, it was in my office PC. Like, my house had like a common PC, so I
Hmm.
used to play games on that PC. But it didn't have high specifications which could support the high gen games around that time, right?
Yeah.
So, so League at that time was really like a low demanding game for the PC. So even at that time, League was the only game which it could support, because it had very low graphics requirements. So ever since then, League has been that constant game for me, which I've been playing for like 10, 11 years. But obviously, I've been playing new games too. Like in my 10th standard, I was into PUBG Mobile, like every other kid. And then slowly I got into Valorant, Osu. But, I never stopped playing League. League was always there on the side. So about my team, how I formed it. So like for League, right? League doesn't have a proper community in India because it doesn't have a server, right? So the Indian community isn't that quite that big, So I was recently introduced to it like 4, 5 years back,
Hmm.
and I was playing for an amateur team. I slowly, climbed up my ranks, right? So even that team which I joined in the beginning, it was like one of the best, but it was not the best at that time. So, but it still lacked, like raw skill. Like it was just through experience that we could get the, you know, efforts and wins. But like later I realized that I needed to have my people, like people who are on my same pace, like who have the same talent as I do. So like I scouted out like, you know the young talent or like the seasoned veterans of other teams. So I scouted them out and like I made my own team. And it's been like I think 2, 3 years since I made my own team, and we haven't lost a single South Asian tournament since then.
How did the scouting process look like? Like, what was the exact procedure that you followed?
So there was like not that much of a procedure as such. Like since it was a small community, like pretty much everyone knew each other, right? So I just, contacted these guys. I was like, at that time I was pretty well known too, right? So I just contacted these guys. I'm like, hey, what do you think about joining my team? Like, what do you feel like? And I proposed them the list of players who I'm gonna scout and to see if they were interested in joining and playing with that set of players, which all found it interesting. So like in that way the team was formed.
And like, where did you draw your inspiration from to become the pro gamer? And I'm assuming you might have lost a few battles as well.
Yeah,
Everyone does that while learning.
yeah.
So, how did you maintain that inspiration, like continuously drawing it?
So like when my earlier teams, I really used to look up to Korean or Chinese team, but one team in perspective, like one team specifically. That team is called SKT team one. So in that team there was a really famous guy called Faker. He's not only like the god of League of Legends, but he's like the face of esports in itself.
Hmm.
So that guy has been like a huge inspiration to me. He's already won like uh, three, the League of Legends International World Championships is called Worlds. So he's already won three Worlds title, and his team till he's been playing in the scene, I guess 8, 9 years. So till date, he's still like one of the best players. So I really look up to him and his team.
So, we know that esports is not exactly a conventional way, or like how our parents used to, teach
Yeah.
us the way of living, to study and to do a job or get a business started. So, how did your family react when you broke this news to them that you will be turning into a professional gamer now?
Okay, so even I myself didn't know like I was going to be, representing my country. Like
Yeah.
I was just playing the game which I love and I'm devoted to. So I was just playing that game. So like one of my teammates I told you, right, who I scouted out. So he has played for Team India 4 years ago in the Asian Games. So Asian Games happens every 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So he had played in the previous contingent. So he was telling me like, hey, so this year they actually have to select a team to represent India. So actually, like we might be the strongest team. So I was like, yeah, we are kind of the strongest team. So like I was like, wait, am I actually going to represent India now? Even my parents were surprised. They were like, so before every parent is like kind of against gaming because it distracts the kid and also, and in that way I was in a good relationship with my parents because I didn't compromise with my studying also. So they were fine with me gaming as long as, because I started earning also, right, by winning tournaments. So they were, okay, let him do his thing. He's kind of earning also and he's good at it. So when they found out that I was going to represent India, they were like, wait, what? There's actually events like this for games also. I'm like, yeah, it's like a medal event now. It's recently been selected as a medal event. So they were very happy. They were surprised. They were bragging about me to the relatives and all, and even they were surprised.
So now that Kai is a well-recognized player globally, so if you have to teach the newbies some ways through which they can really improve their game, or ace their gameplay, what would those ways be in esports, or specifically in League of Legends?
So like there's only, I would say, if you want to improve at the game, you do have to play the ranked queues, right? So but there's a lot of toxicity in the ranked queues. So I would say, you know, try to mute that out, like before, like when I was a kid, like there used to be a lot of toxicity. I used to get affected by it too, and even I used to get influenced by it. So when I realized that that also is affecting my gameplay, like I'm making rash decisions. So in that sense, it's a really important to mute that out. Like there's option in League of Legends right now where you can mute the enemy chat, you can mute team chat. So you should not let the toxicity get to you. And also you should watch the pro players also. Like I regularly watch these Chinese and Korean players told you about, and also putting in the time and effort to actually play the game. Like no one's going to be a pro player just by starting within 1 week. That some people may have like phenomenal skills, but like at the end of the day it's actually just hard work.
So, like if we talk about esports, it's usually a division where play we can often see players getting stressed during the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
They get frustrated, like if someone kills them, they get really frustrated, and when they start the new game, that they some let's say carry that frustration with them into the new
Yeah.
game as well. So, how do you personally stay in the right mindset during your matches, and especially like shed the light when you play professional matches? How do you focus?
So even I'm human too, right? So even I've felt this before. Like I may have lost the game because of my teammates and not because of me. I don't always have control over the game, right? So I may get bad teammates, I may lose because of them. So but I, at the end of the day, I want to focus on myself, right? I don't ego inflate myself by what position I hold. Like I may be South Asia ranked number one, but I want to be more than that. There isn't like that. It doesn't stop from there. Like I still want to focus on myself. So if you think that your teammates are holding you back, or you don't belong in that particular rank and you belong much higher, then you just have to put in the efforts and not get demotivated by one small game which has happened, or like a few games. That is true, but like in the long term, if you are really that good, you will make it that big. So end of the day, just believe yourself and not get influenced by others and you know their toxicity, I guess, and not get frustrated, because that way, that is the first step where you will start to lose yourself. I'd say, like, if I'm frustrated, I cannot think properly in the next game because of the last game. So because of the last game, I can't play the next game. You know how funny that sounds. So like, in that sense, don't let these kind of emotions affect you. It's a new game. Start a new way of thinking. I'd say, yeah.
So, what's exactly like your pre-match routine? How do you prepare yourself for the tournament matches?
For the tournament matches, So I'm with my teammates, right? So a game like this, so uh in League of Legends, the game starts way before the game has actually started. So you have to do scouting of the other team. Like this, like in games like in CS:GO, let's say there's only like shooting mechanics and nade lineups, right? But a game like League of Legends,
CSGO is Counter Strike Go, right?
yeah, Counter Strike,
Yeah.
Global Offensive, yeah.
Continue.
So that's a linear game. There's not much planning you can do in a game like League of Legends. So League of Legends has like over 180 champions which can do different things. So on a team of five who's playing against another team of five, they can pick anything in that, right? So we have to discuss as a team like what is strong in that particular patch or like in that particular meta. So they have to discuss what is strong, then they have to discuss what the enemy is going to play. They have to in the game, before the game starts, each team gets five bans. So we have to ban out the champion which we think the enemy is going to play or abuse. So in that sense, the game starts way before it has actually started. So we have to sit with our team, we have to discuss, we sit with our coach and discuss. So we, even if we do get nervous or frustrated, we are there for each other to calm us down.
What is personally like your strategy that you carry when you go into those matches? Like the team strategy does exist, but what's your personal strategy that you ensure that okay, I will do this during the game?
So in a game like League of Legends, you do have to think way before what has actually happened. Like you have to plan some things out. So in that sense, I try to understand my opponent. So I'm a mid laner for the team and I'm the captain. So mid laner is in the middle of the map, so he can affect every other every other part of the map way better than anybody else. So in that sense, I make sure I understand my opponent properly. I make sure I try to think way before what he's actually thinking at that time. So in that sense, I just try to calm down before the match has started. I just make sure I only am thinking about the game and not any other thing. And and a game like League of Legends, you have to keep your mind in par with your finger movements. So in that sense, before any important match, I do some kind of exercises like this, you know, to try warm up my fingers and also get my brain active too. So that's one thing also. So because you may think as fast, but you may not react as fast. So there's something like that also. So like you have to make sure both are synced up. So that's what I do personally.
How exactly do you get your brain to be active? Like any yoga thing or something of other sort?
So I yeah, kind of like, so my mom's a yoga teacher. So
Yeah.
she actually has given me a few, you know, meditation, techniques where I can just, calm my mind and focus where I actually want to. So I just meditate for some time, make sure there's nothing distracting me and I'm fully in the game. And I also do this, hand exercises to just get into shape and, where I would say where both my mind is active and my hand is active. So because it's hand-eye coordination, which at the end of the day, can which is like the deciding factor also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What does your role look like as a captain? I would ask, like, is there any sort of hierarchy in the teams, be it the position wise, like you're the captain or the
I would say
CTO, or the
no,
age wise?
no, not really. Like, I'm the youngest member in the team and
Yeah.
I'm the captain. So I guess we aren't looking at age at all, right? So we're just five friends who share the same love for the game, who come together and want to showcase their skill. So in that sense, it's never, there's no age disparity. No one really thinks about that. So in that is what my job is for the team. So before, when the team was first formed, like since I'm the best player, I give the shot call, like I shot call, like I tell the team what to do. But slowly we've evolved so much till a point where every player individually can think for themselves, which is actually how it should be. So some some players have a particular job assigned to them, so they're assigning proper shot calling. So it's not just one person shot calling in a game like PUBG Mobile, where there's one in-game leader as such. So it was like that before, but we have evolved in a way where we actually do play like the pros itself right now. So where one person is assigned one job, one another person assigned another job. So in at the end, everybody is a shot caller. So it should there should be a delegation of work, I would say. Yeah, so in that sense, yeah, the captain should coordinate the members. He should assign them that roles or duties. So, and he should also, and in outside the game, I do kind of try to get everybody in for the meetings. I try to you know what are other duties? So yeah, I try to hold team meetings. I make sure everybody arrives for practices. I guess that is it. Yeah.
And since everyone can take lead, and often would be doing that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there would have been number of heated moments when everyone would have been like cats and dogs,
Yeah.
arguing that you should have done this, you shouldn't have
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
this. So in those situations, have you ever pulled up your rank like, hey, I'm the captain?
So this if there's victory, there's always failure too, right?
Yeah,
So and in those in that times, it actually does get heated. Like we we don't scream at each other, but we start questioning each other. Why couldn't you have done this? Couldn't you have done that better? But we do that not because of our ego, or if we think we're better than each other. Like, but we do that to keep each other in check. Actually, we want to help each other improve. We want to question that, and come at a common understanding where everybody feels like, okay, this was the right thing. Not just you know it's not just if the other person is better and than them, we just listen to that. It's not like that. So personally, I have never said like I'm the captain, you guys should listen to me. Not never, I guess. I do take into consideration my teammates' opinions too, and try to come at that common ground. Yep. So yep.
okay. So, who do you think is your biggest challenger at this moment?
Um,
Let's start with that in terms of solo aspect.
in the Asian Games, right? So
Yeah,
so Team Korea, yeah, Team Korea is the strongest. Like they have been winning the like I told you, right? The international championship for the League of Legends is called Worlds. So
yeah.
Koreans and Chinese have won recently for the past 7 8 years, where Korea has won, I guess, 5 out of 8 times. So Team Korea is like the strongest competitor, I would say. Yeah.
In that team, is there anyone in particular that you think, okay, this is my direct opponent? Keeping the team aspect aside, this is someone that I would love to go up against and defeat.
Yeah. So I told you, right? So I had two people who I look up to, like two inspirations.
Yeah.
So that team is currently they are mid laners too, right? Chovy and Faker. So I'm actually gonna go against them. So I actually do get to go against my idols, my inspiration, I would say. So it is kind of exciting. At the same time, it's actually like, whoa, I've actually made it this far, and I go against them. There's no way. I actually draw inspiration from them, and how do I go against them? But at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself and your team. It's not an individual show, right?
Right.
So they may be the god of the game, but at the end of the day, it's just a team game, right? So I do believe my team, and we are going to put up a challenge for them. So
So I hope our captain or the person that's leading our nation won't get flustered after,
no, no,
at
not
the
at all.
moment, right?
I am excited to face them because I've been waiting for this moment. I would just watch the gameplay uh, behind the computer screen, but now actually get to be in their vicinity. I actually get to be in front of them. I get to play against them. So I want to show what we are capable of. So yeah.
Okay, so how exactly are you guys preparing for that? The whole team.
So recently, uh, the organizations we are under, so that's Esports Federation of India. So they have partnered with I think an American firm called Fit Gamer. So Fit Gamer is providing coaching for all the games which India is sending a team for. So they provide coaching for Street Fighter. They provide coaching for CS:GO. So our coach, he's pretty much like us. So it's we can be coached by the a person, but we actually have to like him too, right? And respect him. So in that sense, we really love our coach. He he's just like us, I would say. So he holds meetings. Like he also has different responsibilities too, right? So we do make an effort to meet at least twice a week and to discuss uh, so we do ward review. So a ward is a video on demand. So we record the games of which we have played against strong teams, and you know we analyze them. So that's called ward reviewing. So we do a ward review. The coach tells us where we went wrong, or like what we could have done better. So in that sense, yeah, it's really helped us a lot, and we have gone you know, a long way from where we actually were. So
Okay.
it's a recent like we have started under a coach for like I think it's been 1 month. Yeah,
So, lastly, I would like to ask, what's one thing that you're carrying in your head, like a motto or some rule that you will abide by during the tournament, by using which you'll make the country proud?
I would say it's keep fighting
Hmm.
because it has started like I started my journey individually, right? So
Right.
I d- I didn't get demotivated after facing losses, and believe me, I have lost a lot. I maybe have lost even 8 or 9 in a row, but I would be so demotivated I wouldn't play for a week. But you know, that was before, and I know where my skill has taken me right now, and that's only because I kept fighting. So I would say, yeah, at the event, we are gonna keep this in mind. We are not gonna be, let down. Like even if we lose one game, we have it's a best of five, right? So which between each team. So we have those 4 games left. So we know we can come back and play at how we actually are and show them how good we are. So yeah, keep fighting.
Looking forward to the tournament.
Yeah,
It was a really nice chat, Kai or Akshaj.
yeah. Thank you.
We would love to host you again.
Yeah, surely.
All the best for the tournament. Make us proud.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.